Alright guys, it's Mr. CS here, and I'm coming at you with a review of Akame Ga Kill. Or Akame La Kill, sorry about that. Alright, so pretty much first impressions when I watched this, it reminded me a lot of Sword Art Online, and um, pretty much it was just, I got that whole vibe just without the nerve gear, and it took me a second time to watch it through to actually really get the full episode and like process it, because I was only shocked towards the last like 10 minutes of the episode, give or take. It's only a 20-minute episode, but still, the last 8 to 5 minutes is what really got me. So pretty much beginning talking about, in the beginning it talks about how dark, how like just like people, countries also change, they crumble, and they turn corrupt. And it talks about that. And when I first thought about that, it made me think that they were just saying that just to throw it out there. It didn't really have much purpose to the story. But I later was shown that I was full of shit, and it had pretty much everything to do with the story. And after that, pretty much, the main reason why I didn't really get into it the first time that I watched it is that even though I saw the trailer was really epic. It got me really hyped for this. It tried to be comical, and at some points, it just didn't work for me. Some points I thought it was funny. I got a little chuckle, but most of the time the comedy really didn't work for me because I was expecting something totally different, watching the trailer, and it kind of got me. Sorry, I'm reading from a list. I don't have an amazing memory, and I don't have editing skills to do it because I'm recording it on my phone. So, um, the pretty much what happens is, there's a protagonist in the story. His name is Tatsumi, and he comes from a small village, and he's traveling to the capital. And the capital, what he thinks it is this glorious place. You can get rich quick if you have skills, and his main thing is to get rich and to go back to his city where he could pretty much save everybody, make sure they're not poor, they can eat, and pretty much just be the hero. That was his plan. He set off with three of his friends, and when we get there, he's just traveling by himself. And what happens is, first he tries to go and enlist in the army, and when that happens, he's told he's going to be in infantry. He doesn't like the sound of that. He says, "Make me a commander now." He gets thrown out immediately. After that, he meets this woman. Let's call her Cat Boobs. Her name is Cat Boobs, and we later find out later her name is Leon, but I'm gonna call her Cat Boobs because that's all I got. I mean, that's pretty much all she is. And pretty much what happens is, she pretty much swindles Tatsumi out of all of his cash, and he ends up broke. He's completely broke. He's sleeping on the streets, and he meets this young, obviously wealthy girl because she's riding in a horse-drawn carriage with guards, and she seems really nice, really sweet. And what happens is, pretty much, she invites Tatsumi to come back to the house for the night. And he is first skeptical because he just got swindled out of all of his money, but he ends up going there. He ends up staying. Her family seems like really nice people. Her father says that he talked to his people that he knows in the military, and they'd go find his friends since they haven't met up yet. And everything seems to be going up for Tatsumi. And even after that, like, the next day, he's going shopping with the young girl who saved him. Her name isn't important, but and even then, the guard says that in the palace of the capital, there is an emperor, but he's just a young child, and a prime minister, I think it was, I believe, is pretty much pulling the strings, and that's why the capital has become so corrupt. Taxes have been going up in smaller little cities and stuff like that, like where Tatsumi came from. And he was also told about Night Raid. All he knows is they're a group of assassins targeting wealthy people. He doesn't know why. He thinks it's bad, like everybody does. And after that, pretty much, let's see what we got here. Um, and after that, that night, he wakes up because he feels this murderous intent. And the reason why he feels that is because the mother of the girl who saved him, pretty much, is cut in half. Completely cut in half while she's walking down her hallway. And it looks like the maid did it. So it's either the maid did it or it was a girl named Akame from Night Raid dressed up as a maid. I have no idea which it is because they look different, but they both fight with swords, but it's not the same sword. So it was very, very confusing because we didn't see any more of the maid after that. He gets up, he sees that Night Raid is outside of the palace, and he wonders, should I go help the guards or should I go and protect the Miss Lady? And he chooses to go protect the young girl that pretty much saved him. And what happens is he runs into this girl. Her name is Akame. She reminds me of kind of like I can't remember the lady from Blue Exorcist that pulls the sword out of her chest, and Mikasa combined. Just the badassery is completely there. She's like Mikasa, she doesn't say much, but when she does say something, and I'm talking about Mikasa from Attack on Titan, when she says something, she means it. That's pretty much what I get from her. Badass, says something, she means it. And kind of reserved, but she gets the job done. And after that, he goes to pretty much attack her to give the guard and the young miss some time to get into their shed. And she just completely walks by him. It's like, you're not my target. You just go do whatever, dude. And after that happens, he jumps in before she kills the guard like that, dude. Like that, dodging bullets. It's... And after that, he jumps in front of her and is like, are you willing to kill the innocent? Then Cat Boobs shows up, and right before Akame is about to kill him, Cat Boobs pretty much pulls Akame back, and this actually made me chuckle, where Akame was like, what are you doing? Like, her facial expression just made me laugh. And she's like, I owe this kid a favor, blah blah blah. And she's like, you said something about protecting the innocent. And then this completely blew my mind and got me hooked on the show. She kicks open the door of the shed, and it turns out to be this torture chamber where all these people from the country come into the capital. They're all in there. They're all tortured to death. They're poisoned. They're drugged. And then he also sees one of his friends that he left with. Her name is Sayo, and she's hanging completely naked. There's nothing that you could see. It's not provocative, kind of, really. I mean, she is naked, but it has nothing to add to the story, but why leave it out of the story? Because that's what it was. And he's in complete... Tatsumi is in complete shock. And he asks, did the household do this? Cat Boobs says yes. And then he sees his other friend, I think it's Ayasu, and he pretty much says, like, that young girl brought us here. They drugged us in the food that we ate. We woke up here, and then that young girl tortured Sayo to death. And this was all just mind-blowing for Tatsumi. One, because the people that saved him were eventually going to do this to him. And two, that his friends, one was dead, one was on the verge of death. And this next part that happened, it really made me think, like, holy shit. I didn't see it coming, and I mean, obviously the young girl was guilty, but the way that she exploded after that was unbelievable. She starts going on this rant like people from the country are cattle. They're pretty much my playthings. That's all she regards them as. And she's like, what's so wrong with that? She is so twisted and fucked up. It was crazy. So after that, what happened was Cat Boobs was about to let Akame kill her, and Tatsumi says, "Wait, wait," and she's like, are you seriously gonna protect her after all this?" And he says, "No," and he slices her right in the chest. And he's like, "I'm gonna kill her in an instant," and that pretty much kind of saves Tatsumi in a way. I mean, of course he was already saved from becoming like his friends, but Cat Boobs, she pretty much looks at him as like, wow, I know he hated her from what he found out, but he killed her without hesitation. And that leads to him now joining Night Raid, the assassin group. Now, that was the end of the episode. The ending was definitely better than the beginning, in my part. The beginning, it felt like another SAO without the nerve gear. I already said that. But this is pretty much what I am interested to find out throughout this story. One, we need to find out about more with this emperor and his puppeteer, the prime minister. I have a feeling they're going to be like the main villain in this story. Once again, I didn't read the manga. I don't know. Two, we need to how did everyone in Akame, like Akame and Leon, everyone in Night Raid, how did they get their powers? What are their abilities? Because obviously they have superhuman abilities. I mean, Akame was dodging bullets from a machine gun. That's just crazy. And I mean, yes, it's an anime, but come on. After that, like, pretty much just what are the other abilities of the members and how far do they go? Next one is it was brought up that there are 3 races, and it's all on the border of the capital and the country that it runs. There's 3 different races that they're all pretty much at war with. I would like to find out more about that. What are the other races? Why are they at war? How's the war going? Also, the thing is with this, I can see this becoming the next Sword Art Online. I said that before, but I don't mean it as in it's a complete copy from the story. I don't mean that at all. What I mean is how it gets hype really quick, not on the level of Attack on Titan, but in the hype that it gets like the SAO got when it first came out. But with this story, I can see it also dropping at the end if they make the same mistakes SAO did. And I'm talking about season 1. I can see this getting really high and then dropping off. I do not wish that to happen. I really want this series to do well because I'm very interested in the story now. Like I said, the beginning didn't really hook me, but the end did, and that's pretty much all I got for this. Comment below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Like and subscribe, and it helps out a lot, guys. Okay, thanks. What the hell?